Hey guys, Lene Monet here, and I am back with another video. I'm going to do a story time, a short kind of story time though. It's not going to be too long because it's not, I don't know how it's going to go. We'll just wing it and see. I'm going to do a story time on when I tried out for Bad Girls Club. If I can figure out what cycle it is, I'm going to put it at the bottom. I'm gonna tell you guys about my experience. I did not make it on the show. I was like one of the finalists to almost make it on the show, but then something happened. So if you're interested in this story time, stay tuned because we're about to get right into the video. All right, guys. So, I wonder what year that was. Maybe that was like 2015. This is when I tried out. But previously, I had tried out for BGC, Bad Girls Club, 3 times. 3 times, and each time I even went to New York and tried out for BGC. And I never got picked any of those times. I would try constantly like online for the application. I probably filled the application out at least 20 times. And I would never get a call back. But then randomly, I don't know, it would just be different years where they would reach out to me and be like, oh, after looking over your application, we want you to come in for an interview, meet us here. This particular time, mind you guys, it's nothing new to me. I had already done it before, but the process to get on BGC is like it's kind of an extensive process. You know what I mean? So first things first, you got to go there and they're going to tell you where they're going to be at. They have different states. They have them listed where they're going to be at. So as you guys know, I'm from the DMV. So I was looking for something either in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, because those are the places that's nearest to me. However, the time I went in New York, I was like, oh, well, I kind of just want to go to New York anyway. That's not something I do very often. So I'll make a trip to New York. This time they were in DC. So we met at Adams Morgan. It was an open audition call, so other girls knew about it too. And when you go there, it's like a little pub. It's really, really small, but it's so packed. And they're there like all day. So it's girls coming in and out all day long. And when you come in, you fill out like everything, all your info with your name. Like you gotta have pictures. They want you to have pictures. They want you to fill out like all the information. It's nothing too drastic. It's mostly wrapped around like, how did you hear about them? What brought you here? Very basic. So then you would think when you do the initial interview that it would just be you, but it's never just you. It's like 10 other girls and one like recruiter. So they call you in groups of 10. Excuse me. And they'll say, okay, they'll just call your name because you got to give them back your application. So they'll just call your name and they'll call 10 girls. You guys will be grouped together. They'll say, okay, you can go upstairs and you'll be with one recruiter. You guys will sit around like a table and they will just ask you like, okay, tell me your name, how old you are, and where you from. Then they want you to go into detail about what makes you a bad girl. So like, I don't remember what I said. I'm pretty sure I said something like, I really don't care about what people think about me. And like, I'm down to earth and probably like I'm goofy, silly. I'm straightforward, very blunt. I probably said something along the lines of that. Cause I mean, that's my standard go-to intro about myself. When people ask me about myself, like there's no lies there. I just told them that. And some of the girls were saying, because you know what, I do want to touch on this right quick. Let's just take a debrief really quickly, okay? So I do remember that it was irritating me because although I have watched, I stopped watching it because after trying out so many times, it's like, girl, you just be so tired of watching it. Once they went around the tables, a lot of girls was like, oh, because I beat her up. I beat anybody up on site any day, right here, right now. Like, I don't have no cut costs. Don't say nothing to me. I'm going ham all the time, every day. No stopping me. And I'm like, that's a lot. I know BGC is about that, but I mean, how are you not in jail? Like, that's the biggest thing that was coming through my, like, how did you make it past jail? You continuously assaulting people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, if somebody brushed past you on an accident, like, girl, you ready to pop off. That's just not normal. Like, you have some anger management issues that you need to work out before you end up in jail. But anyway, all the girls was just like going off about how bad they was and they'll fight anybody and they fought their parents before, which is not tight. I don't know who told y'all that was tight, but okay. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. That's what was going on. So, okay, everybody was going around saying their little spill. Then at the end of it, they'll be like, okay, we want to collect your application. So they collect them in order. But you got to pay attention, because when they're collecting the applications, they're putting some at the bottom and some at the top. So if they're collecting your application, right, and they take it because they're doing it in order and they put it underneath, that means that they don't want you. They don't want you to move on to the next interview. If they put it on top, then that means they want to remember you. So they're going to keep yours on top because they know that that's the one that they want. So they get a little sneaky about it. But because I had seen it so many times, I already knew that. She took mine and she put it on top. I was like, oh my God. I was so nervous, y'all. I was scared to death. Because I was like, they don't never pick me. I done been here like 30 times. I done filled out 20 applications. I done went on 10 different interviews. Girl, I can't believe that she put me out. Like, what in the world did I say differently from like everybody else? I know I was not up there talking about fighting anybody on site at any time. But I'm like, that should disqualify me of anything if this is Bad Girls Club. It was crazy because when she took mine and put mine on top, I was like, oh my God, okay. But then she was like, all right, well, everybody can leave. So of course, I'm like, dang, okay, thought I had a friend. Got up, got my stuff, was ready to go head out. And then she was like, oh no, but can I ask you a question? Can you step behind? I need to ask you one question. So girl, all the girls was looking so salty. They was so mad. They was so mad. Girl, one girl even stayed back and was just talking her head off. Like, just, I don't know what she was talking about, but she would not leave. And I'm just sitting there because she asked me to wait. So I'm not going to be like, oh my God, this is taking too long. Like, I'm going to leave. Like, no, I was sitting there waiting. So she just talking. And then the lady was like, okay, yeah, we'll reach out to you. She was like, well, how would I know? She was like, we're going to call you, whatever number you gave us. She was like, well, what if I don't answer? She was like, then we'll probably reach out to you through email. I mean, it was just like her just really wanting it, which I understand because I've done so many auditions that my adrenaline don't even be like as heightened as it was when the first time I did it. Like, I just go through them, I give them who I am, and then I just move on. I'll be like, well, it wasn't my time. That's just what it is. Oh, I don't know if I said this before. If I did, my bad for repeating myself. But I've tried out for America's Next Top Model as well on several occasions and almost made it like right there to the finals and didn't quite make the cut. But that's another story for another time. So, I mean, if you guys want to know about those stories, I definitely can share them with you. That's not an issue. You know, I definitely would do that. So let me know if you're interested. But the girl was wrapping her up. So finally, the girl kind of walks off, but she walking so slow. And you know, they want to be very discreet when they choose you because for one, they don't want other people to get upset. And then they just don't want people to like attack you and like, well, what did they say? What did they say that you did good? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they just don't want it to be that type of vibe. So they trying to make it as like calm as possible. Like they just want to ask you something, you know, just stay after because they got something to say to you. The girl ended up kind of slowly walking off. And then the lady came over to me and she was like, oh, did you say you wanted me to stay? I don't know if you said you wanted me to stay too. And I'm like, girl, this girl, child, if I had a glass of wine, I would have just been like, this girl mad irritating. It's okay. It'll be more of us opportunities. It ain't worth all of that. You know what I mean? But either way, so she was like, no. She was like, I told you we'll be in contact with you. So then she asked me some more stuff. She was just, after everybody finally left, she had me sit down and was like, you know, I just really love your personality. Like, we probably really need you on BGC. I feel like you would bring like a different dynamic to the house. Woo, woo, woo. She was like, however, it's a process. So I'm going to go ahead and qualify you for the next interview. I need you to go over there, take like a headshot. Like, they want to take a headshot. I don't know. I feel like he got my titties in there too. My titties was out. I felt like, I don't know. I felt like it was more of a like a boob headshot, you know, like he got my titties in there too. I don't know what the significance was for that, but I shouldn't have had that shirt on. That was on me. Ended up taking a headshot of me, and next thing I know, she was calling my phone, and it was like, maybe it was like, oh God, because I think I started panicking because it probably had went on to like a month. It had went on to like a month, and I was like, oh, this is over. I can go ahead and move on and try something else because I know they're not going to reach out to me. Well, randomly, I ended up checking my emails, and she was like, hey, this is such and such from BGC. We want you to make a video. You got to make a video. Within the video, you need to state like where you from, what's your name, how old you are, get like other people to tell why they think you should be on BGC. show your lifestyle. Tell stuff that you like to do in your everyday like life. Like, we want to see your world, like what you bringing to the table. And I don't know if you guys ever seen any of the videos on YouTube for BGC. I took mine down, so I mean, good luck with trying to find that. But they have them up there where you gotta like really like sell yourself to the public. So I just made another video, better quality because I was older now. And I had like my friends to say like why they thought I should be on BGC, like what qualified me. I had my other friend like come around with me with like my phone because I ain't have no camera. So I had her record me like in the club, dancing, partying, having fun. I also like did like a little intro where I was talking about like why I felt like I was a bad girl, whatever. And kind of just put all the clips like together in one. So when you upload it, it asks you to upload. You got to create a YouTube and you got to upload it to YouTube, but you got to keep it on private. You can't let like nobody's supposed to see it. You send them the link. They look at it, and I guess if they like it, then they send it to the producers. Uploaded it. Next thing I know, I never heard nothing else back from it. But when you're so self-conscious like that, because that was like the first, that was like the first time I ever uploaded anything on YouTube ever. Like, I didn't have a YouTube page or none of that. Like, I just was like, oh my God, I don't want nobody to see it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm camera shy. I don't want nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is all just very new to me. Let me just upload it. You know what I'm saying? Just start thinking about it. But I kept going back to look at it. Like, I couldn't help it. I kept going back to look at it. Cause I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. Y'all, that brings me to another story time. I'm sorry. Another intermission. Y'all, within this daggone video, y'all, I wanted to go to the strip club. I liked the strip club. I don't go to the strip club anymore. But at one point in time, I really enjoyed going to the strip club. We waited so late to go to the strip club that and I think it was like a Sunday, every strip club was like closed. I don't know what was going on. Either we waited so late that they had closed, and the one I wanted to go to, like, you couldn't record. Because it's like certain strip clubs you can't record. Y'all, we ended up finding this strip club. And I was like, all right, let's just go here. I'm like, a strip club is a strip club. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. When I tell you, when you need footage, you will do anything. Baby, we walked in there. Oh, my God. We walked into, I don't know what we walked into, y'all. I feel like we walked into a shack and they had set up chairs and sofas. They had got girls from, I don't even want to say nothing that's offensive. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and let y'all mind run with that. Because if you could have seen what I saw, those images would never leave my mind. When I walked in, I was scared. I honestly was scared. It has seemed as though I had walked into a whole nother dimension. If you are a local, you would know about this place. But if you ain't, you would never even hit. This place don't even look like it should have been on Google. It don't even look like somewhere you should be able to even look up. Okay? Because what was in it and what was outside of it shouldn't even have been together, period. But I had to get the footage, y'all. So I just had to, you know what? I just did like an any, mini, miny, mo, because at that point it didn't matter. And whoever got on the stage next, that's who was going to get my money. So we just closed my eyes and was just like, you know, it don't even matter. Okay, so I ended up getting the footage for that. And I put everything in a video and I put it. And so when they seen it, they send it to, like, I guess another crew, and they decide, okay, we want this person, we don't want that person. They seem excited. They seem like they know how to have fun. She seems boring, didn't really like the way she talked. You know, they just critique you, so they can't critique you no more. Another month or so go by, because this took at least 6 months. It literally took a minute for them to even, like, get everything to go. Where I got up to, it took at least 6 months. Couple weeks later, she calls me and she's like, hey, so we reviewed your video and we really like it. We want you to come in and do the second interview. She tells me the location where I need to go, gives me the number, everything. I show up. Now, this is different. This is the first time I've ever made it to this level, girl. It's like, it's levels to this, okay? So I ended up going to the hotel. The hotel was so nice. It was so pretty. And she ended up meeting me downstairs, and she tells me to like bring my application and all this stuff. Don't forget the picture. She was like, just bring different pictures, like a variety of pictures, so we could see like you in different like limelight. So I ended up bringing my pictures, and she was like, okay, so now I'm gonna hook you up. So she like, it's like in her hotel, it's like a green screen. It's a green screen, and it's like a mic, and it's like a camera that's like right in your face, like literally like right here in your face. And you're like, okay, do the camera gotta be that close? Anyway, so she ended up hooking me up, putting the camera in my face, asking me, and she was like, okay, so now I'm just gonna ask you a series of questions. And honestly, y'all, this is where I think I should have lied. I'm just too honest. Like, sometimes I'm honest to a fault. It's like really, really, really bad. She's like, you know, asking you about like the same basic stuff. What's your name? How old are you? Where you from? What makes you a bad girl? What's your sexuality? Have you ever done this? Would you ever do this? Have you ever considered this? Will you get married? I mean, it's just like, how long do you plan to be single? Do you have kids? Are you able to up and relocate if we need you to? And it's just like a bunch of questions or whatever. But then we get to one particular question, guys, that scared the crap out of me. Now, this may not seem like a big deal to you, but it is to me. She says, so, how's your family support? How is your mom? How's your dad? You know, how do they feel about you trying to be on Bad Girls Club? And I should have been like, oh, they good. Or I should have been like, I don't live with my mom. We don't have a relationship or something. Because I would have, at that point in my life, I wouldn't do that now. But at that point in my life, I probably would have packed up and just went on Bad Girls Club. Even though I was living with my mother at the time. She'd be like, where you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going on Bad Girls Club. Like that kind of thing. But instead, I was like, well, my mom doesn't know. Because she didn't know. I was like, well, my mother don't know. So I ain't never tell her. She was like, so you mean you went through all of this stuff by yourself? I said, yeah, I just did it on my own. Like, does she need to know? Like, why she need to know? She's like, so how do you think she would feel? I said, of course she wouldn't approve of it. Like, she don't like Bad Girls. She don't even know what Bad Girls Club is, but the name alone speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Like, she is not rocking with me being on no Bad Girls Club. Okay, she was like, what about your dad? I'm like, well, when you see him, tell him I said what's up. Okay, so then we wrapped the whole interview up. And at the end of it, she's like, all right, so we'll probably be in touch. Weeks later, she was like, yeah, so we love your personality. We like everything. We like the second interview. You killed it. She was like, after this part, it's a breeze, okay? It's going to be a breeze. All we need to do is talk to your mom. What the hell? Out of all the things you want to do, out of all the things you want to do, why you want to talk to my mother? Why you want to talk to her for? I'm like 24, 25. Like, you don't need to talk to my mother. You don't need to talk to my mother. Why you need to talk to my mother? She said, because we like to get the reaction of the parents, so we can also incorporate that. Because if you ever seen Bad Girls Club, you'll always see like somebody's mother, or, you know what I'm saying, they guardians always talking about why they feel like that their daughter or whatever should be on BGC. And so I was like, oh my God. She was like, is that going to be a problem? I'm like, well, of course I'm going to say no. Y'all, I literally waited until like 30 minutes before she was about to call me on Skype and was like, look, Mom, it's somebody who wants to talk to you. I'm trying to be on this TV show. She was like, what are you talking about? What TV show you're trying to be on? I'm like, Mom, it's nothing. It's just reality TV. Could you just talk to them? They just want to know about me and like how I was and stuff like that. You know, basic stuff, just basic stuff. Yeah, just, don't even worry about it. It's nothing too serious. Just answer the question that she asks you. Baby, she Skypes me. And she like, all right, are you ready? I'm like, yeah. Y'all, I'm sweating profusely. Like, I am sweating out of control because I'm like, Lord, I don't want my mother to do this. This is not the way. It ain't gonna work. I just knew it wasn't gonna work out. It wasn't gonna work out. So, of course, mind you guys, this is the Bad Girls Club. I set the camera up. I'm like, all right, Mom, are you ready? We gotta sit here. We get out, you know what I'm saying? She sit beside me. She's like, hey, how you doing? So, she really wants to get on Bad Girls Club. Why do you feel like she's a bad girl? Mama was like, what? What? A bad girl? What's a bad girl? That's how you know your parents. They always got to ask her, what's a bad girl? Well, what's that? What is it? So the lady like, oh, no, it's just a reality TV show where girls come together in like one house or whatever and have to learn how to cope and deal with each other. And like, you know, share the same living space, whatever like that. She was like, why do you think your daughter would be a good candidate for that? She was like, well, first she says, I don't think she will really be a good candidate because she's kind of like the only child and she don't like to share. She don't like people in her personal space. She don't like to share. Like, she don't really like that. So she probably not going to be a good candidate for that show. Somebody got to share space with her. Oh, Jesus, Lord. Okay. She like, can you recall like any stories or anything that she used to do when she was younger? And of course, I'm trying to help her. I'm like, Mom, remember that time you told me when I was younger, every time you used to drop me off for school, preschool, I used to jump out the car and go to the person, whoever was on the swing. I used to just push him out. And so she's like, yeah, I remember that, but you was just a child. Like, that ain't had nothing to do with nothing. You was just a child. That don't mean nothing. You didn't know no better. You didn't know no better. Nobody should hold that against you. Then she's like, so any final words? Because we go through like some questions and my mother's just answering them to me just all wrong for what we doing. But it was my fault because I refused to tell her the truth about where I was going, like what I was trying to do. So she like, well, I just want to say, I think she's a sweet young lady, beautiful spirit. She's going to go far in life. Like, she just going on and on and on and on about how amazing I am, which is not a problem. Actually, it's a great thing. It's a great thing that she thinks I'm like this amazing person, but it was not what I needed for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not necessarily what they wanted to hear. In hindsight, I will say this, that I definitely appreciate my mother and I love her dearly for that. She's an amazing woman and I'm very appreciative that she did do that because it completely stopped everything. The lady told me that she did not feel like I was a good candidate for BGC and that, you know, obviously it probably would hurt my mother a lot for me to go on this show and that's not something that they wanted to come between. So I understood that. I got it. And, yeah, I never got on the show, but, you know, I had other plans for my life, and that's okay. I had other plans for my life. I had other things that I was supposed to do. Greater things were supposed to happen for me for that. So, in hindsight, I see what happened here, okay? And I'm very appreciative for it. So, that's as far as I got for BGC. The process, I almost made it, but didn't quite get there. So if that's something that you're interested in, do it while you're young. Have fun. I'm not against anyone on BGC. I don't watch it anymore, but when I did, it was very entertaining. So yeah, that's my spiel. That's my spiel. That's where I went with that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you will know exactly when I upload next. All right, guys. Peace.